everybody. How are we doing today?
Happy summertime!
Happy summertime,
It's
sunshine.
Summer.
It's been summer though.
Yeah, but is it a fun summer?
No.
See, I don't think you guys get the fun that we had. And I'm going to sound like that old lady, but I got some stories I think I'm going to share.
Okay, right on into it.
Right on into it. But you got some things going on this morning that have you hopping.
Kind of not. We jumped.
You jumped.
We've jumped.
Did you rush into it?
Stop. No, this is really sad. I feel like most people probably know this already. Maybe not. But Big Time Rush is making a comeback.
Woo!
And
Come on back in, boys.
Oh my god. And I used to be a really big Time Rush fan, as I'm sure we all were in 2011 or whatever. And they announced 2 concert dates, and I was super excited, as were apparently 100,000 people, to get tickets for literally 2 teeny tiny venues. So they've had 3 days of selling tickets. I think they sold them in waves. The first day was the pre-sale, which I signed up for. And the second day was like the Ticketmaster Live Nation pre-sale. Mm-hmm. Did that one as well, but these are selling so fast that I'm just not gonna get them. Obviously.
How big are the venues?
I think like 3,500 seats. Yeah, but so I just got in, and this has happened 3 days in a row where the tickets are $1,700.
Oh my god!
Look at that.
Oof,
this is kidney. Live, guys.
Rent your womb, sell a kidney.
It's so sad because it's scalpers too, and it's just like no one's gonna pay that. Obviously, like the prices will go down, but the fact that they're even being started at like $900 when originally they were like $80.
Yeah, that's not right.
So 3 days in a row, no go. Really fun. Anyways, back to the pod.
I wouldn't even pay that to seance one of the dead monkeys.
That's the thing. Like, it's just their fan base, the people who are genuinely their fan base are not the ones that can afford that. We're all like 20 years old through like 24, maybe. I mean, someone's listening to this and they're like, I'm 26 and I'm like a fan of them. You too. But also like,
I also want to point out that I made a very bad and tasteless joke. You did not even react.
The seance? Well, I mean, yeah, facts.
It's just another thing, that stupid thing Mom says.
Why would I react to that? Like, facts. I wouldn't pay that much either.
Yikes. Well, I hope you get tickets.
It's not going to happen.
But those are the kind of things that make the memories, But that's some expensive memories. But
even though it's in December, but
if
anyone has tickets or if I need to do something,
contact Spawn.
If I need to do a little something to get some tickets from one of you guys.
All right, listen now. I am right here. That ain't happening.
Anyways,
yeah. Summers, you guys do not know those summers that we had. I think there's very few people out there that had the kind of cool summers before computers and social media and things.
Weird flex.
Well, no, I'm saying because I'm telling you, I had the best childhood, and my friends will agree. Okay. So here's the deal. Back in my day, all right, we're going to go way back to the dinosaurs, like 1972.
You're so annoying.
1972, okay? I was 5.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. My parents lived in the American dream, bought their house, moved out of the city, Baltimore City, and moved into Balmer, Maryland. They moved into Abingdon, and it was just starting to have houses built there. Mm-hmm. So when we moved into that neighborhood, I was 5. I just thought my life was over. There was nothing there. We were watching. I was literally watching houses being built, but they did it very quickly. Mm. So over this first summer there, imagine being 5. You don't know. We got, again, you got to remember, there was nothing to do but play with yourself, read a book,
with yourself.
Okay. Mm-hmm. At 5, sure. Right.
Yeah.
So
interesting word choice.
I would watch out the window as these houses were going up. So as soon as the one across the street was finished, I was so excited when a family moved in. Now, I didn't get to see who moved in. My mother kept saying, don't bother them. I'm like, do they have kids? I want to go over there. I want to know. And she's like, you got to wait. Just don't bother people. They're moving in. Well, me being me, little 5-year-old Angie went over, knocks on the door, and says, this little German woman answers the door. And I say, you got any kids? She chuckled and said, I have 2 daughters. So
she was like, you can have them 500 of these.
For Big Time Rush tickets.
Big Time Rush tickets. These 2 can be yours.
Can be yours for a small price of 2 Big Time Rush tickets. So anyway, one of the daughters was just about my age, maybe slightly younger, because we didn't get to start school at the same time. Now, this is my friend Ulrika. Ulrika and I have known each other for 48 years.
We love Uli.
It's incredible to me. I can't even believe it. But anyway, we would have a good time. And so when I met her, I was in heaven then, because I had a friend to climb trees with, and we tried to ride bikes and skateboards, and we played Barbies, all those things. It was amazing. Summer was amazing. So skipping ahead a few years, she went away for a summer. Her mom and dad sent her to her aunt and uncle's in North Carolina. So I was kind of, devastated because my buddy was gone. But another family moved in.
Oh, sorry, Uli. Bye.
Okay, so, well, no. While she was gone,
replaced.
I had not met that child, and it turned out to be a little girl. Now the family, I hadn't gotten to meet them, and they had already been moved in for a couple of weeks. The family was the Mac family, not like the computer, but like the trucking company. And I thought that they were going to be rich, but that wasn't the case.
Yeah, I have no idea what that is. I'm going to be completely honest.
Mac trucks, when you hear Mac truck,
yeah.
Right,
okay.
It's a famous trucking company, but
I didn't realize it was a company. I just thought it was like a term.
Yeah, no, it was spelled that way.
Interesting.
So anyway, the little girl was outside playing with her dog, and I was, okay, I'm going to go over. I'm a little nervous, me. And I said, can I come play with your dog? She said, sure. And I said, what's your dog's name? And she said, it's Roscoe. And Roscoe was a little terrier, cutest little thing. She was just playing in the grass. And I said, I'm Angie. And she said, hi, I'm Patty. So we played with Roscoe for a while, but Roscoe kept going to the door. And I'm like, what does he want? She goes, oh my gosh, he's just trying to get inside. I think he's hungry. I didn't think I was allowed to go in the house with her. But she said, you can come in with me. And I said, okay. And she said, but be very careful because my dad's got lots of expensive things. And yeah, so I think he was a professor. So he had like artifacts and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So like masks and
I was like, what a weird thing to say to someone.
Statues. Now remember, I was like 5 or 6. It was,
I know.
It was,
but imagine
right there.
Like, be careful, like my dad's got a Lamborghini.
Don't touch anything. No, because that wasn't those days. This was the 70s.
Yeah.
So she said, you just got to be really careful. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
so I stood there, and when she was going to fill the water bowl, the dog went into this room, and I heard him, and I peeked in there, and it was weird because it kind of scared me. There was a skeleton on a rack.
Mm-hmm.
And I was really afraid of it. And she's like, don't be scared of it. It's not real. And I said, but it's, why does your dad have it? And she said, oh, well, he studies things. See, it's a replica. And I said, what's a replica?
Oh, she's fucking smart.
Yeah, well, her dad, turns out her dad was a professor after all.
Right.
So I said, what's a replica? And she said, a replica is something that's not real that looks like something that's real. And I said, what for? And she said, well, my dad studies it. And I said, he just looks at it? So you have a dead body here and he just looks at it? Right? She's like, it's okay. Well, Roscoe hadn't been fed yet and he was getting hungry. So he grabbed the foot of that thing and he knocked it over and it broke off. So Patty's getting upset and I'm getting upset and we're trying to chase Roscoe around trying to get it. And she goes, oh my God, my dad's going to be so mad. What am I going to do? And in my 5-year-old wisdom, I screamed, it's a knick-knack, Patty Mac, give that dog a bone. I'm sorry.
Was this a long-winded joke? Did I just get Rick fucking rolled? Did you just Rick roll me? You're such an asshole. Really?
I've been waiting all week to do that to you.
You're crying. Guys, she's literally crying. I don't even think you're laughing at the joke. I think you're so fucking happy that you sat here and just...
I got
just the deceit.
That just happened. Did I do okay? Did I
do okay?
Did you believe me?
Did I do okay? You're a dick. See, the problem is, these are all names I've actually heard before. And the first part of the story is true.
I mixed up some things. Yes. Most of the story's true except for the fact.
Well, yeah. There were a few things.
There was a family that I wasn't playing with.
Hold on. Is Mac actually a company?
It is.
Okay.
No, Mack Trucks actually... Google it.
How far is this deceit?
Just Patty and Roscoe.
And Roscoe.
I have another story, though.
Okay.
I have another summertime story. Well, this one's a real story. This can be confirmed with my friend Uli.
Okay.
So
if that's even your real name.
Yeah, why would you fake your name Ulrika? People can't say it. I mean, they're giving her a hard time.
Angelica.
Right? Angelica and Ulrika. Good Irish names. So
Stop! People won't get that.
But we had a young man in school that the teacher jokingly said to him, "Oh, he was also German. Good Irish name, O Pitts."
It's kind of funny.
Yeah, we all laughed.
It's funny.
Anyway, so a couple summers later, the neighborhood had built up. It was full, and we did have a lot more little stupidity poopity little boys moving in, and we would play outside, and we were on a dead-end street, so it was cool because you could play tennis in the street, and you didn't have cars and stuff. Well, at the end, there was always brambles and bushes, and we dug one out to make a fort because the boys were always saying how cool it was to have a fort, and we're like, we're gonna show you're just stupid poopy boys. We literally cleaned out this one bush so we could go in there.
Clean the bush?
Dirty it up if you want to, but we at the end of the street, so there was this like little cave like thing inside this bunch of foliage. It's just stuff there. Anyway, we went to go eat lunch. We came back and the boys had taken over the fort, and we're like, guys, this is our fort. And they're like, you weren't here and you don't own the woods. And we're like, but we did all the work and you're taking over. And they're like, go away, you can't have it, we're not leaving. Well, that pissed me off. And Uli's like, we can go play somewhere else. And one of the boys was like, you can have a shed on your house. And we did. My dad had a shed built on where we kept the lawnmower, the bikes, all of the gardening equipment. There was a
lot of people have that.
A wheelbarrow. And it had barn doors on it. So it had that bar kind thing. No. It was handmade. It wasn't that fancy.
Yeah.
So it was just simple.
Yeah.
So I opened it up in disgust, realizing we were going to have to take all this stuff out. Right. And then that's like a lot of work to take all this heavy equipment out and then play in there. Plus there was spiders and cobwebs and there was no light. So we didn't have a light even with a pull cord on it. There was no light in there unless the doors were open. So I got the idea that I was going to be mean to the boys.
You made that fort though. Not the shed.
Made that fort, right? Okay, so I don't
it's
know
your
how
fucking
people
fort.
They were right. We didn't own the woods, but we did all the hard work, and then they took over.
No, I'd be fucking pissed too. I'd be like, get the fuck out of my fort.
Well, and they were more than us. There was like 4 of them and 2 of us. I went up to them and I said, you guys, we have something cooler. Anyway, my shed's way cooler, so don't even think about coming over here to play with us because you're not getting it. And they're like, we don't want to play with you. And I'm like, there's a snake in my shed, and you don't get to see it. And they're like, you what? And we're like, there's a snake in there. And they're like, we want to see it. You're lying. I'm like, no, there's a snake in there in the corner behind the wheelbarrow. And they followed, and they were like, we don't see it. I'm like, it's over there in the corner. Well, them 4 little suckers walked in there, and I went, whack, bam, locked that door.
You're such a bitch.
In the shed. Now we can play in our fort. Meanwhile, they're begging and screaming, and my dad comes out in this look on his face. He's like turning white, and he's like, why did you lock the boys in the shed? And I'm like, because they took our fort and we did all the work. My dad had to give me a whole big discussion about why we don't lock boys in sheds. That should be the name of the episode. Don't lock boys in sheds.
Okay.
I say don't fuck with a 7-year-old Angie. That's what I say.
Yeah. No, I feel like that's like a normal thing that happens, honestly, with like little kids. Because I remember
The boys try and bully the girls.
Well, I remember a boy locking me in like a closet before when I was like little. But I was like at a play date, a little girl I went to preschool with maybe. Her brother like locked me in a closet. I feel like that's normal.
I guess
asserting their dominance.
Finding their power.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, well, I did it because he pissed me off.
Fair. Yeah.
Get out of my fort. Mine.
No, I agree.
I guess little Angie was an asshole.
No, she was smarter. she was smarter than them. Let's be fair.
I don't know about that, but it was mean. But summers were different. They were very different. We have these kinds of things to remember berries.
Oh my god, enough with the member berries. I don't know if I agree with that though, because I mean now I think that's true. Like if I were to have a kid, I think they would have a very different upbringing than that. But for the most part, like when I was little, like if we're talking about like kids, because you're saying you were 5. When I was 5, I was doing the same shit.
Yeah, but you were lucky you had also little kids in the neighborhood who liked playing outside.
Even if I was alone, I would still go outside. And I would be like, I'm making potions and stuff. You know what I mean?
Right. Yep.
Like, I don't necessarily think you need other people to, like, have fun outside. I don't know. When you're, like, little. Not now. Like, I'd be like, I'm bored. But, you know what I mean? I think for the most part, I had a really great childhood in that respect, too.
But why can't we go back to doing things when, like, finding our inner child for summers?
You want to go outside and just fuck around?
I think that, well, that's what most people want to do anyway. They just do it in the adult way.
Yeah.
They still go outside and play, or they have a pool, or they garden, or, you know, they're outside digging in the dirt. I think that's just what we do. Make it a more mature version of what we wanted to do as a kid. It's a great way to keep your hobbies and have some happy time.
I genuinely wonder, like, if I went outside more, if I would feel not like better.
Sunburn because you're blue.
But like today was the first time I've been outside, and I was only outside for like what, 2 minutes
to transfer from building
to building. Today was the first day I've quite literally left the house in like a week at least, if not more. Like I don't leave the house. And so I do wonder if I just like went outside. Actually, that's not true. Yesterday I did walk outside to get the mail. So I just don't go outside. It's at the point where when I walk outside, like my eyes like hurt because I'm not used to the sun.
Oh, sure.
Genuinely.
But it seems this summer is seriously just full of everyone I know has some type of life-changing major event going on. Either they're changing jobs, they're changing houses, they're changing something. Everybody. I feel like there's something wrong because I don't have any, or at least or don't I see it? I mean, I have it through other people, like dealing with your move and your transition out.
Does that count though? Because that's not like now.
For the summer, yeah.
Okay. It's like the end summer.
But this is the universal years of 5. It's the whole year.
Okay.
It's not just the summer. I'm just saying this summer seems to be crazy for everyone.
Yeah. I mean, life is either going to get really freaking cool and interesting or awful. I feel like there's only 2 ways this can go.
So. I don't think that's the right attitude. I think there's going to... Change hurts.
Yeah.
I believe that.
Yeah.
There's always a major discomfort with life changes. Mm-hmm. But that doesn't mean it's going to suck. I would think that there are going to be things that you don't like that you have to get used to, but I don't think that's going to suck.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if we've ever talked about this on the podcast, but my undergrad so far has just been kind of like meh. And like, not to take away from the people I've met, because I really enjoy the people I've met, but I've just had some situations where it's like, overall, I'm like, could have been better. And I think so every time we like go into the new year, I get excited, like it's like a fresh beginning, or you know, like it's gonna be different this time. You know, I'm a junior now, you know,
like there's some magical thing that happens the moment you become a senior.
Because it's funny when I was a freshman and I was doing orientation, we had the orientation leaders say like, "Oh, I actually hated Emerson until I was a junior." I had like 4 seniors say that to me. And I was like, that's a red flag. Sorry, but it kind of is. If you hated the first 2 years of your undergrad, that's a lot of time to spend fucking hating your undergrad. Yeah, I think every year I get excited, like, oh, it's a new beginning, it's gonna be crazy. And I do like drastic things where it's like, obviously this is like a really big new beginning, like when I studied abroad. You can't really get more new beginning than that. Or changing campuses. You really, like, other than there's people there I know, it's either gonna be hit or miss. Let's see. Stay tuned. Because either it's gonna turn out like last time where I'm like, oh, damn, it's just...
But there's no language barrier.
Same
now.
shit, different font.
Yeah. It's not like you have to go to the grocery store and look for finesse or whatever, and you find fruge and plus.
I mean, they spoke English in the Netherlands.
Yeah, but from what you told me, you had trouble just finding things that you normally used.
I had trouble because of the town we were in.
Yeah, it was very small.
Just because, like, if we had been in a place where I could... Because the thing is they kind of said you could, like, walk places and bike places. And while that's true, not everyone got a bike. And also, I can't fucking ride a bike, fun fact. It's 3 miles there, 3 miles back. And it's just farm. Mm-hmm. You know? Mm-hmm. And then people stop and they're like, hey, are you okay? Do you need a ride? And I'm like, you're a weird guy from the Netherlands. Stranger danger. And it's like, I don't know what their culture's like. Like, I could have been being a bitch, you know? Because he was like, do you need a ride? And I was like, no!
Thanks, man from Netherlands.
No, there was a guy. There was like this old man at the gym that I went to. And so it took me like a while to like walk there and back. And so like I wouldn't go that often. And it was like a trek. Because they were like, it's 3 miles. Okay, it's not an easy 3 miles, low key. Like direction-wise, it's easy. But it's literally just farm. Just cows, horses. Especially when it would start to get dark or it would rain. Ooh. It would just feel, I was like, this is like a horror movie scene. You know what I mean? I'd literally just be trucking along. Oh, God. And I'm just like, it's just dark and cloudy and there's just cows and I'm just alone and just no one for, you know, a while. Yeah, looking back, why did I do that? I think it was a fun little adventure. To tell the tale. I think it was fun because it was a safe town. Like, it wasn't like a dangerous town at all. But this guy saw me at the gym, and then on my way back, he was like, okay.
Frugen glasses. We're being assholes.
Ik spreek een beetje Nederlands. So anyway, he was like, do you need, and I was like, what? And then he was like, do you want to ride back to the fucking castle? And I was like, no, I'm good, thanks. And he was like, are you sure? And I was like, yeah. I was just sorry. I was like, go ahead, I'm fine. He was like, get in the fucking car. And I was like, no. He was like an old ass man. Like, I think I could have taken him. You know? Worst case scenario, you're like, ah! Like,
oh, man, that would scare me too.
Really? It didn't scare me. It was just more of like a...
Uncomfortable.
I don't know. Because like in America, that's very much like, no. Yeah. I don't know what it's like there.
Right.
I don't know if it's the same.
You have to assume it is.
Yeah, I did. I did assume.
You have to. And good job.
I mean, he was like very old.
Sorry. You know, it's strange to hear things after the fact because...
Did I tell you that story?
I know that... Did. No, it was in a different way. I think someone was supposed to go to the gym with you and you ran it and it was all wet and rainy and one of your male friends was supposed to go with you and he had a bike or something. I don't know. It was something like that. And I was like, I don't like that, Emily. I don't like it. I don't like you going alone.
Here's the thing. It was just super awkward because if you biked it, it's literally a fucking one shot, right? He's just there. And also, so I had a couple issues. First of all, my phone didn't work. Even though I got a SIM card there, for some reason it didn't work. And so my friends, not only did they have a bike, but they had a GPS. I did not. So literally what I did was one day I left at 7 a.m. and I walked until I found it. And so the first day I walked for like 45 minutes. Oh my God. And again, because like I didn't want to run it because I was like, I don't know where I'm going. Yeah. So I just walked and walked and walked and walked and walked. And because it was so like vast with land, I was like, I don't really know when to call it. You know what I mean? I don't really know when it's like, oh, was I that close? Or so I'm just walking for miles. Well, I guess I wouldn't be that many miles if I was walking for 45 minutes. But I was walking for like 45 minutes for an hour, or an hour, and I eventually like turned around. I was like, oh, and then I found it when I turned around. And then I started running it, but then I can't run 3 miles, so I jogged. Mm-hmm. It was just rainy sometimes.
I'm glad you didn't sprain your ankle jogging that unknown territory or pass out.
Yeah, that was before all that, to be fair.
It's funny when I look at our photo albums, and when you look at our living room, this was a childhood haven.
Yeah.
Do you remember? I have pictures of our living room was not decorated with furniture. It was decorated like a toy store. And I mean organized. Like the one corner had that foosball table.
We did, yeah.
And then you had your Barbie house and there was a kitchen set. And when I look on those things, I feel kind of good that you got all of the imagination toys and things. It wasn't just...
Oh, yeah. I think you really played into that in the way where... I mean, I was a very, like, imaginative kid anyway. Mm-hmm. And...
So was Mikey.
Really?
I think so, yeah. Remember how Mikey liked to sit with his little Batman and Robin doll?
Yes.
And his keys?
Yes. Yes, I do remember that. Guys, I'm not like a stuffed animal person, to be fair. And I know a lot of girls are and have like all their childhood stuffed animals, but I really wasn't like that. I had like one that I really liked, Mr. Yum Yums.
Mr. Yum Yums.
Yeah. Mr. Yum Yums was like my... Oh, and the monkey. What was his name?
I remember Mr. Ribbits. Mr. Yum Yum.
Mr. Ribbits. Mr. Yum Yum. I don't remember his name. Anyways, I'm not a stuffed animal person, but I had these 3 stuffed animals that I would say were like top tier. Mr. Yum Yums was like top tier, right? And then right below him was this monkey that for some reason we can't remember the name of him, but he was like this really soft, like small. He was like a small stuffed animal. And he had like little beads in him. Mm-hmm. And
almost like a beanbag.
Like a beanbag, exactly. Not like a Beanie Baby. Well, kind of.
He was bigger.
He was bigger than a Beanie Baby. He was so soft, and he was just like the cute little monkey, right? But I really liked him. He was super cute, super soft. One day, he had like a tiny tear in him or something. I don't know if he came like that, because it happened quite often where it would like open up.
And I was sewing him all the time.
Yeah. And it got to the point where I think I learned how to sew it too.
Yeah.
Just because I was like, this is happening way too often. And I wasn't like rough with him or anything either, so I don't really know. Maybe he was just defective. But
it was down like between his legs, right? In his back?
It was right in where like his metaphorical
testicles
would be. And hence why I used to always say he has ball cancer.
You did.
Yes, children. I used to pretend that my stuffed monkey had testicular cancer.
You did.
At the age of like 6.
Yeah, you were.
If not younger.
My question is, why did you know about testicular cancer?
That's a great freaking question.
You probably had a teacher or something you heard about that. Jesus Christ.
No, I probably saw it sitting on Dad's lap and then wait, that's I probably was watching like South Park with him.
Yeah,
and saw that episode.
That's more like it.
not that I saw
Bad Parenting 101.
My father's testing.
That is not what Daddy had.
That is not what, but
monkey had ball cancer, and Mr. Yum Yums got to wear Daddy's cologne.
Yeah, Mr. Yum Yums. There was this one cologne that we bought Dad that smelled like really good.
Mm-hmm. He didn't wear it much.
But he never wore it.
Because he got headaches from perfume.
He never wore it. Cologne. So I didn't like smell it and think of like, oh, this is my dad. I smelled it and think like, oh, just this is like cologne. A nice smelling cologne. And so I used to spray it on him because he would smell so good. And Mr. Yum Yums was fly as hell. He was fly as hell.
I'd walk into your room to make the bed and just huff on Mr. Yum Yum.
Okay. It's great. There's this one story that's actually really traumatizing that I'm remembering now.
Let's start off, if this is the one I'm thinking is about Mike.
Yeah.
Mikey is 8 years older than you guys.
Yeah.
He
was
was
8 years older than me, 6 years older than Claire.
Yeah, he was hitting puberty, and even though the Down syndrome just because he's mentally he might be younger, his body was not. So at the age of 12 and 13, he discovered masturbation. So because him and his brother shared a room, he was constantly locking Clay out of their bedroom, constantly locking him out. And Clayton was getting mad. So I
he didn't
had
understand why.
Right. And I had a talk with Mike and I said, can you not do that? And so Mikey would start to migrate from room to room until he would find a room that was open. And the one room that was usually open was Emily's.
Because I was always playing in the living room.
Emily also happened to have a very comfortable bed with lots of stuffed animals.
I'm getting so uncomfortable.
I'm going to let you finish this. That was the facts. You go on with the because this is your reaction.
But I don't really remember my reaction. I just remember he locked himself in my room, and I was like, I was like 8 years younger, so I really didn't understand why. And even though I was quite coherent for that age,
quite aware,
I was like, Mom, why the fuck is Michael locking himself in my room?
And I'm like, I am not opening that door.
Yeah, and you literally were just like, let it happen. And I was
just
like,
let it go. I said, let it go.
Yeah, you literally were
let
like,
it happen. That's disgusting.
No,
I said, let it go.
Yeah, wait, I don't know what I'm on today. I'm saying weird things.
You are.
But you were like, yeah, just, let it go.
Let it go.
Just go
Ignore
back
it
to
for a
playing
minute.
with your Barbies.
Ignore it.
Like, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
And I was like, whatever. But then I was like, no, I really don't want him in my room. Like, why the fuck is he in my room?
Which was true.
I just, not that he couldn't go in my room. I was just like, why the fuck is he closing the door? Again, I was having a Clayton moment where I was like, this is my fucking room. Get the fuck out of my room.
You weren't going to pay me enough to go in that room in that moment. You weren't.
So after he, walks out, and so I, go back in my room, and I was like, what the fuck did he do? Oh, my God. Mom, I don't...
Yeah.
Oh, it's so uncomfortable. First of all, you, went all up in my bed, and I was like, I don't know why you had to, not even just sit on my bed. You couldn't just wank one out, on top of my... No. He had to fucking go in my bed, and then he fucking... Can I say it? This motherfucker jizzed on my stuffed animals. This motherfucker...
The little fake fur was all matted
down. It was! My brother... ejaculated
all over Mr. Yum Yum.
No, not on Mr. Yum Yum.
Don't you remember? You got upset and I put him in the washing machine in the bag in my lingerie bag. He on all of them. I had to wash everything.
He jizzed on the zebra.
No,
all of them.
I washed. Whatever was on that bed.
No.
I washed
I know.
in the
I know,
washing
but
machine.
there were a few that didn't get touched, okay? Or they didn't have stuff on them. Because Ball Monkey clearly didn't. Because he had the type of fur where, you would have known if he was, washed like that. And he wasn't. He was too soft to be harmed by that. Also, I don't think he was there at that point, to be fair. Okay. Mr. Yum Yums was definitely there.
Mr. Yum Yums was definitely there. And I remember saying, don't get upset. And I put him in the lingerie bag.
Yeah, there was a zebra that there was no going back from.
Yeah, that poor guy had to go.
That poor guy had to go. He was done for. They should have this scene in Toy Story 6. Where it's just you just throw away stuffed animal. That should be a movie scene. It's so uncomfortable.
American Pie ain't got nothing on the McMahons.
No, but dude, no, you actually just ruined my childhood. The fact that you just reminded me that Mr. Yum Yums he had come back.
Oh, boys, am I right?
No, but I know I'm just repeating myself, but that shit really bothers me looking back. Anyways, my brother came on my stuffed animals. Moving on.
Traumatic when you're little.
Traumatic now.
Ugh.
Imagine your brother just on your iPhone or something.
I don't have a brother.
Congratulations. I don't know what you want me to say to that.
If I did, I'd lock him in the shed.
Yeah, well.
Then he wouldn't
jizz
all over my stuffed animals.
I had a friend who used to lock Clayton in closets, actually. Yeah. That was before Clayton was, weird and mean.
So we can thank her for that.
So I think that was his villain origin story.
Yeah, there you go.
That really was was the switch because he was such a nice little boy.
He really was.
And then
she tried to kiss him.
One too many, which is funny because now he like yearns for.
All right, we're gonna be mean to him now.
Sorry.
Yikes.
I mean,
pull it together, Spawn.
Nothing. I didn't
pull
say
it
anything.
together, Spawn.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oy, oy, oy.
Clayton's villain origin story was being locked in a closet and kissed by my friend who was 2 years younger.
Ah, Summer.
Summer.
What tales do you have?
No.
What's going in your journal?
Does this remind you of anything that happened in your life?
Write in. Let us know. And talk about your embarrassing moments in life.
No one's going to.
Right. Chickens.
That's the shit where you're like, maybe I'll keep that one to myself. You know what I mean? Like, imagine, this is the shit I think about. Like, here I am on this podcast. I don't know why. It's like I get, like, That's So Raven flashbacks to shit that, like, I've never talked about before. You know what I mean? This is, like, literally, like, a little therapy session for me. But, yeah, just, like, my employer being like, oh, let's check Emily's social media. And then they're like, her brother did what? You know what I mean? They're like, should we give her the job? Like, I don't know, for like the brutal honesty, or like, maybe she shouldn't have put that out on the internet.
Why? Why would it affect you?
I don't know.
Kids, man.
Anyways, I think that's it for today. Thanks for listening, guys.
Thanks for coming back. Coming back.
Yep, nope. That's...
All right, I'm out of this one.
Enough of that.
Bye.
Bye.